thanks for joining me for this tutorial, and we're going to be making these sweet peas, and they are one of the flowers of the month for April. And yeah, they're just a cute organic little flower, and the petals are just kind of all over the place. And here's a few examples that I was making. So we're going to just make a very simple and quick one, or a couple of them, and let's get started. So I have my paper, Strathmore 200, oh it's not 200, Strathmore 140 pound paper, and it's 100% cotton, and I have it taped and masked off. So what we're going to do is I'm going to be using a purple color, and the color I'm using is actually going to be I'll put it on this side, see if you can see it, is going to be, it's called Imperial Purple. So you can make whatever color that you want. You can make it in a pink, but go ahead and add it as far as pink or purple. And what I'm going to do for my first shape is just kind of do these two little random like wings at the top here. And I'm not going to have them necessarily touch, because that's kind of part of a loose floral, is that we're not going to go into a lot of detail, so we just really want the shape of the flower to, we're just representing the shape of the flower. And with these kind of flowers, these sweet peas, they just really have kind of a random organic shape. So we're just going to do the wet on wet technique, and that's my first flower. I'm going to maybe go back in and take a little bit of the paint out. Take a little bit of this out. But like I said, this is a very, very loose painting of the flower. There we go, just to add a little bit of a difference. And then I'm going to get a wet brush again, and then go in with this almost like a clam shape. I'm just making a few little ripples there and there. And then I'm going to pull some of that out, and then I'm going to just, keeping a little bit of a space, just make a little bit of a line right there. And again, it's this randomness of the petals which makes it kind of interesting just to look at as a flower. And then we're just going to add some more of that purple in wherever you want to put it. Right there, I'm going to use it, and then I'm going to do one more shape down here. And you can use a reference. I highly suggest using a reference for it, and as long as you're not selling it, you know, you're more than welcome to try to get a photo and just get an idea of the shapes. I think the biggest thing is to not get hung up and think, oh, mine doesn't look exactly like that. It's just kind of a reference. And really what's going to help make it look like a sweet pea will be when we add the little vines to it, the tendrils. It's going to give it that sweet pea kind of look and feel. So it's going to feel like, oh, this is a sweet pea flower. And then we're going to add there we go, we'll add some dark color over here. But again, with a loose floral, you're just trying to get a feel of the flower. And I think everybody's take on loose florals is a little bit different, and that's totally okay. Not saying that you have to make it like this. This is how I'm making mine, and how I kind of like how it looks. I can just spread that out just a teeny bit. And then I'm going to just add a little bit more of a petal down here, just to finish that off. And just add some dark pigment there. Okay, next we're going to just go right in with those green stalks. So you can use the same brush, but I think I'm going to switch to a number 2. I'm going to just use sap green, which is over here. It's a little bit higher up here. I think, yeah, you can see it. So just pick your green that you want to use. And I'm going to go with the driest flower here, because I'm going to just pull down. Pull down here. Okay. And then I'm going to just add these this like little collar. It's like a little leaf collar at the bottom of a few of them, because you can't see all of them the way that the angle of them. But yeah, we'll just do a little bit of that. That's kind of a fun little look as well. And then I'm going to go back to my other brush, the number 6, clean it off super well, and then we are going to go back in with the leaves. Now the leaf shape is kind of a long upwards leaf, so that's what I'm going to make. I'm going to make it go up, just kind of alternate them. Maybe one right here, kind of hidden behind the flower. And let's do some more here. Using your brush. And then I'm going to also take the tip of my brush and then just take the very, very tip. I'm going to make the edges of the leaves just a little bit ragged because there's just like a little bit of a texture or a little bit of, I don't know, these little arms that kind of come off. It's just like the flower or the leaf. It's just a little bit raggedy at the edges. Okay. And then we'll go back. We're going to go do our tendrils. And we can go back as well and there we go. Just kind of random. It doesn't have to be anything particular. And then I'm going to take a smaller brush and I'm going to, I think this is a number 2, and I'm going to now work on the tendrils, which are kind of coming out from the top. So I'm just going to pull it in from behind this one, leave it really fine. Maybe just, okay. And these are climbing flowers. So they do have this really, these little tendrils, just like a sweet pea, like you would eat, an edible pea would have. And I think this is where you're really going to get the idea that this is a sweet pea. And we can actually just even come up here and have a stalk come up here. And they have these kind of really rugged looking bloom edges, like where the blooms are coming out. So we'll just do something like this, where there's like buds. Do a little swoop. Yeah. Isn't that kind of a fun little shape? And then we'll go back in. You can either do sap green or you can also move to a darker green if you want. Maybe mix that with a bluish green, get a little bit darker, and then go down at the bottom and just kind of give it a quick shade here. Just give some detail to the leaves. Just put some few tendrils here. Just depends on how real you want it to look. You could obviously make that lighter if you want. Make some of them lighter, some of them darker. You don't have to do the details. I kind of like them. And then I'm going to also go back down here and give it that shadow look, where the shadows would be on the stem. There'd be some stem shadow there. That would be darker. Yeah. And then what we're going to do real quickly is, like I said, you can do all kinds of little details here if you want. What else I'm going to do is take this number 2 and I'm going to go back into that purple mix, Imperial Purple, or just make up any red and blue that you want. And that makes a purple if you don't have one. And I'm just taking advantage of the purple in my palette. With the very tip of my brush, I'm going to just make some very, very fine lines. Like they're like little veining in the flowers. Nothing too fancy, just a There we go. Just to give it some nice detail. Again, you don't necessarily have to do this on your flower. You can decide, but I really like it. It's that nice little extra touch. Okay. And then you can, like I said, you can go back and tweak it a little bit here and there, but I'm going to show you, I'm going to just do a really quick border and then we'll be done. We'll be done with this. So let's go in with our biggest brush here. You can pick whatever color you want for the border. I am going to just stay with that purpley blue color, Imperial Purple. And I'm just going to go along the edges here. And sorry, my tape is not wanting to stick very well. So you could go in with quite a bit of pigment or not. I'm trying really hard to make sure this paint or this tape is not coming up. Okay, here we go. And then however you want to do your border. You know, do you want to make it really dark? Do you want to make it light? You could do both. And if you add, of course, water first, you can get some cool looks to it. Maybe what I'll do is just have it in the corners. I'm really hoping this isn't going to bleed. Here we go. Almost done. And then, if you want to, you could even just take a little bit of blue, throw a little bit of blue in there. Because, you know, I don't like to just make it look like it. Anyway, actually, you could even do a little bit of blue in your flowers as well. I was doing that earlier, which is kind of pretty, so I'm just going to add a little bit of blue in there, because why not? I'll let that dry. Okay, and then I don't know if this is gonna work because this is bleeding, but hopefully this will work. Okay, so that's that for the border. And let's just pull this off, see what it does here. Definitely could do so many things with this. This is like lots of options. I should wait till this is dry, but I don't want to. There we go. That wasn't too bad, just had one spot where it was bleeding a little bit here. I can fix that. And anyway, that's the project for today. I hope you enjoyed it. It was fun making it, and it was fast. It's a really quick, fast, and easy project. So anyway, I hope you like it. If you did, please make sure you like. I would appreciate your comments and subscribe as well. And we'll see you next time for another tutorial. Take care. Remember, you're amazing and creative. Bye.